Greetings again, joyous Glaggles. Welcome back to Glaggleland's Rarest Glaggles, the series where we discuss the strangest of Glaggle species. This video will cover many more of these species in detail. We hope that it will prove informative in this regard. Enjoy! Our first species of the video is the notorious fabric muncher. This species can be identified by its lavender coloration, semicircular mouth endings, and sharp, thin teeth for eating fabric. While not truly evil, these Glaggles are somewhat rude, vulgar, and hard to befriend. They can also bite if provoked, so it's best not to initiate any fights with them, if possible. Due to their small size and a largely herbivorous diet, these Glaggles can occasionally be found living inside the houses of larger species, so if you begin to find mysterious holes in your cloth items, they might be the culprit. The origins of the fabric muncher species are unknown, though they seem to have evolved much later than most other Glaggles, with their origins most likely tracing back to the Qwerty Islands. For much of history, these were not thought to be Glaggles at all, partially due to them not knowing any languages other than their own until only about 150 years ago. Unfortunately, their newfound ability to communicate with other Glaggles hasn't completely stopped them from being viewed by some as nothing more than pests. With the recent spread of their population further around the Glag world, only time will tell if this helps or hurts their reputation. Next up, we have the extremely rare species known as a gurgle. They can be identified by their light blue coloration, total lack of mouth ends, and mouth and eye placements that differ from gurgle to gurgle. These Glaggles, like merplex, can be pretty crazy. The cause of their craziness is not fully understood, as the already rare species also tends to still live in isolated tribes, making research quite difficult. Due to their craziness, combined with the fact that they can move quite fast when attacking, though they are, admittedly, not very strong, it is recommended to keep a safe distance from a gurgle if you encounter one. Very little of this species' history is known, considering the fact that they were and are quite isolated from the rest of Glagglekind. This is made even more complicated by the fact that they actually do not have a language. For months, scientists tried to decode their language, albeit from a distance, due to that particular group's aggression, only to discover that it was nothing but utter gibberish. They are truly strange Glaggles, indeed. For our next Glaggle, we have one of the strangest, the silent, stoic, gazo-like lurgigs. While they may look like gazos at first glance, they can be differentiated by their slightly lighter coloration and smaller, more spaced-out eyes, which are also higher on the head. Little is known about this species, as they live in tightly guarded underground hives and communicate in tones too low to be heard by most Glaggle species. They do occasionally surface, however, and engage in truly bizarre behavior. When they notice another Glaggle, which they seem quite good at doing, they will freeze in place and stare at said Glaggle for extended periods of time. If that Glaggle does not leave, they will let out a scream so loud it can cause temporary deafness. Interestingly, despite the aggressive behavior they show to other Glaggles, research suggests lurgigs are most likely a herbivorous species. While legends of lurgigs have existed for centuries, the scientific community at large considered them a myth until 2 lurgigs were found in northern Glaggleland in early 1991. But if you're afraid of lurgigs, don't worry. There have even been cases of infosions running pathetially away from them in fear, so you're not alone. Our next species, the keflers, though rare, are much less mysterious than the other 3 we've covered here. Though they may look and act a lot like gigglers, there are some ways you can tell them apart, most notably their more orange tint and closer together eyes. In terms of behavior, they act almost the same as gigglers, but are known to have a slightly shorter temper than them. While they usually don't resort to violence, they are very strong, with several reported deaths a year being due to their strength, so fighting one is generally a bad idea. Due to their highly similar behavior and appearance, the initial theory scientists were running with was that keflers were simply a slight mutation of the normal gigglers. However, research and testing revealed the surprising discovery of them being a completely separate species. And that's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. Have a joyous day.